While war was raging in the hood, Montel and Fats are talking business from the top floor of major cities. Montel on the phone. So, Fats, how are things going over there? Fats fixes his throat. Well, they were pretty much established over here. But see here, it's common ground and order. Nobody stepping on anyone's shoes. Everybody pick their lane and stay in it. We have our territories, which is small, but because the city it seem big because we're pulling in here more than the 10 small towns we have. Montel smiles. I expected it because I heard good news before my sights was on that city. Plus my plug, the one who asked me if I wanted to be there or somewhere else. I'm glad you picked here because bro, our team moving 3 large pizzas in a week my nigga. Fats responded. Montel then tells him, but I have to check on Jamari with my other city and then Kamar with the rich thing. Fats tells him, gotta be smooth bro. Montel then says to himself, now I have to call this fat fool, but I can trust him. Jamari picked up the phone sounding like it's a party. Montel sighs. Jamari, I hope your fat ass not having another party bro business isn't even done there. Jamari chuckles as girls kiss him. Montel business is good nigga, but I have a concern. What? Montel asked. See, business is not good here when it comes to the streets as far as territories, but the game here I see is wholesale. Montel smiles. This why I love you because I knew that, but I wanted to test you. Jamari looks at the phone. You professional want to be ass nigga don't have to test me. I kept 79th alive, you better recognize when your tight wearing suit ass left. Montel laughs. Let me guess too, the girls you have not black isn't they? Jamari gets irritated. Montel, get your handsome swole built ass off my phone and let me handle business here. I'm already mad about all these damn rules out here, just can't move how I want, got to talk to niggas and work shit out. Bye nigga, Montel laughs. After the conversation, Montel goes to meet Sam and his wife at a restaurant to talk about the investment he made. And when he sees the numbers, Montel is stunned by how much the car business is profitable. Meanwhile, Ronnie is back up and running. He goes to see Raquel after shaking hands with the other guys after they greet him with respect. Let me chop it up with you real quick, Raquel tells Ronnie. They go to the side. Ronnie asks what's up? Raquel smiles. You ain't on shit no more I see. Ronnie laughs. Man, stop it. I dropped enough bodies on this block to the point I'll still be known in 10 years, probably more. Raquel laughs. Man, stop it. Ronnie asks, so what do you need though bro? Raquel tells him, a upgrade, we need about 15 bricks now, we've been getting out of town doing our thing too. Ronnie nods his head. Understood, I got you, meet me tonight, we can work something out for you. Later that day, Rich is giving orders to look for Montel, giving them descriptions of him, saying, black and brown skinned nigga, muscular and about 5 feet 10. Meanwhile, Baby Bully went to Tamarius, the new head on 83rd, to rebuild. Baby Bully tells him, look, man, I know you're in the hole over here, but I can put you back in the game. We had that meeting, but one thing I know, you don't have customers, but I'll give that to you. See, we selling in the suburbs, but it's some small towns in Illinois, and I get you some cash if we can come under a alliance between us. Tamarius agrees. That night, Montel sits talking to his wife, Amani. She wonders and says, so baby, I was just thinking about some things about you. Why you never visit 79th no more? He gets a little nervous. Honestly, I be too busy with work and plus my other thing. She looks him in his eyes. Seriously, Montel Pierce. He gives in, becoming emotional. Honestly baby, I try to shake the past. I lost a lot of friends on that block. Don't get me wrong, I'm not scared, but I can't be on the same block. My uncle used to tell me and my little brother get in the car or in the house. Looking at the same block me and my best friend Marin stood on in speed, it bring me to tears. She then becomes emotional, feeling sympathy. I understand baby. Montel then tells her, 79th always a part of me. He drops a tear. She looked him in his eyes. Tell me about Jake. He wipes his tears. I loved him so much, he taught me so much. He used to read me this book called The 48 Laws of Power almost every morning before leaving to hit the streets. He taught me to survive and cook, something my deadbeat ass daddy didn't do. Ronnie didn't love Jake though because he always was passive financially. But unlike him, my daddy told my mother me and Ronnie was his biggest mistake. She cries. What man would say that about their kids? Not a man, a boy. That's why I make sure our daughter is priority. I have my flaws but my family is my value. Besides you though, I feel alone. because Ronnie is a responsibility. I love him more than a brother, more like a son, because I guard him even when he don't know, and my family they disowned us, so we have. He gets a text from Ronnie about a block party on the block. He ignores, but she tells him, baby, go with your friends. He denies the first time, but she convinces him. When Montel made it, everyone greeted him with respect, the young guys asking, is this Montel the one who built this? They shake his hand with respect, women staring at him flirtatiously. He even meet quick and he sees something more than what he is, but he sees someone that put him on and he gets excited, Jaquan. As the party goes on, Montel and Jaquan talks and reminisce, and he tells him, Montel, I always knew you would make it to this place you are at right now, man. Montel nods his head, I thank you for even letting me in the door to be here. Jaquan looked him in his eyes, Montel, you more than just this, and I know this, you never belonged in these streets, and I knew you would be this businessman because of who you are, and I know you studied your uncle. Montel tells him, I know your retirement is treating you well, but let me know if you need anything. Jaquan laughs and points to his Bentley. After the conversation with Jaquan and the party was over, Montel, Ronnie, Raquel, and Fats sit on the roof talking, eating, and smoking. Raquel chuckles, man Montel, I haven't seen you smoke a blunt in a minute, bro. Ronnie smiles, but think about it, bro, he didn't smoke that much, then he'll smoke a gram, give it to us. Montel looks at Ronnie, I remember I used to try to get you away from it. Raquel laughs, that goes with his big brother hat coming on. He then remembers, man, it was this time when Ronnie used to want to do hits and Montel told him to go and sit your ass down somewhere. Ronnie looks sentimentally, and I respected him for it. Fat nods his head after eating a chip, yeah, Montel and Raquel were like that for me, but Ronnie, you had a way of getting me in the mode. But I remember, man Montel, you kept us together, but Raquel, you made us strong, and Montel got us rich, but Ronnie made us feared, y'all niggas the glue to this. Montel looks at Fats, and you still have the future of this. After the conversation, he walked into his home and sat down after seeing a picture of Jake holding him and Ronnie when they were babies. He started to think about Jake, and he sat down and began to cry alone. The two FBI agents that was following Montel pulled up to his home. John laughs, we have him with loyalty over love and talking to the founder of the crew 74th Street Hustlers. The other agent laughs, thank you Montel Pierce. The next morning, Ronnie is eating breakfast at his favorite breakfast spot on 81st. He sees a woman who catches his eye. He says, my name is Ronnie. She responds, Monica. Meanwhile that night, Rich was in his apartment in the suburbs having sex with his side lady, until he heard a door. All of a sudden two men was walking in with guns aimed. Montel looks him in his eyes, now we won, checkmate pussy. Ronnie points his gun to the lady, now she's sexy as hell, where you find her? She not from here, Rich responded. Montel laughs, I figure, but we need to know what gave you the balls to step to me, Rich. Rich laughs, Montel, you both nephews of a snitch, and not to mention nigga 69th is being rebuilt right now as we speak with me in charge, clique up with 83rd and going to take your team to the ground. Ronnie chuckles, bro, you think y'all was building, but the whole time, I was building a team stronger than anything. I put the east side together with this and other cliques around the city. As we speak, Raquel knocking down 69th one by one, running in traps and spots, so I'm glad you know checkers and we know chess. Rich smiles, little bro, I got baby bully and more niggas put up as we speak, but thank you for ending me sooner. Ronnie shoots him in the head and then Montel killed the woman with him. 2 years later, Montel was boarding the plane to meet the plug, but agents still had a watch on him and they got pictures and plus of it being a private jet. When Montel made it, the women greeted him and he walked in. When he sat down after changing into his swimming clothes, he sat and talked with one of the women. She tells him, I see the potential of worldwide businessman and one day you will be. Montel chuckles, what make you say? She looks at him seriously, my spirit, I know things you do not know, but you will have a decision. You will give up the man by palm trees to obtain it, or you will die in cold place by a man who raised you. Montel looks disturbed, No man has raised me. But she walked away and the plug came out. The plugs tells Montel, I'm very impressed with you, Montel, you're running things like a true businessman and doing what you need to do to keep things smooth and running. Montel thanks him, yeah I told you trust me and things will go good. I knew when Jaquan brought you to me you was going to work out, see I met many men I passed on especially Rich and Killa, but I chose Jaquan because he was more like you but didn't want much. Montel looks confused, you knew Killa? The plug smiles, I knew Jake also, before they went with Boreal but they were sloppy, but I have the 220 in bricks for you and the lean in pills, but I must warn you, for now you will have no more petty beefs, but wars with men like me, you are on the level where this happens so be prepared. Montel asked, how did you stay in this game? They plug answered, Montel I started as a regular worker in my father construction, not knowing he had a small operation but my brother was the leader of that with me father but I told them give me a chance and now, you see this, but I almost died and in the run my brother and father died, now I have to raise their kids and wives. Montel thinks deeply about his daughter and Amani. Meanwhile a man by the name of Timber, the lead of a drug operation on the level of Montel plug was driving the city looking for Montel. After they went to investigate the spots he have, they then went to their mansion. Meanwhile, Montel was driving when he got back, and he seen this gas station, and he always wanted to own one, but he thought bigger and thought of making it more because it was a strip mall next to it. So he thought, his contract is up with his company, and now he can move on. Immediately, he rushed to Amani to get some insight from her because of her business mind. Meanwhile, after Ronnie and Monica spent time together, they then got ready to go to their jobs, but unusually Ronnie tells her he looked forward to a future with her and she agreed. But as Ronnie was leaving, a truck stops him. A man by the name Raffi tells him, my boss Trent says 70% is to be paid to us and he takes Ronnie bags. Ronnie clutched his pistol but he knew this was no advantage for him. Montel now rises in the business world, spending $2.5 million on construction alone and still have plenty more. He brings Amani in as his partner in it all, he now stands on top of that. But will he win in the criminal world? Is what everyone wonders. See he beat the streets but have he beat the real leaders of that business, the ones who don't have a merely number of men, ones who his men couldn't last with a second? See he now established but will he outlive his enemies and friends and see his child grow old?